Hello and welcome to a game between DIMAGA and Hasu. DIMAGA will be playing as the blue Zerg player at the lower right hand corner, and Hasu will be playing as the red Protoss at the upper left hand corner. The map is Jungle Basin. It is a cool and nifty map because if we take a look inside the base, it's pretty large. And Hasu's probe is inside the base of DIMAGA at the moment, and each player does have a natural expansion to the side that is not blocked off by destructible rocks, so there's nothing here. So you can take it pretty early even if you don't have too many attacking units. It does encourage expanding, but there is a set of destructible rocks here that your opponent or you can take down, and that will lead to another expansion over here. This expansion is really difficult to defend because if you look at the mini-map at the positioning, it's pretty much at the middle of the map, and there is a ramp over here as well as another ramp over here, so it's pretty difficult to defend. The map is basically divided into three sections. You have your base, they have their base, and we see a hatchery going down at 17. Oh man, a double hatchery build. I love it from DIMAGA. Mafra was one of the earlier players who liked the double hatchery build. We'll see how this works out for DIMAGA. As I was saying, there is pretty much three sections. Your base, your opponent's base, and then there's the middle warring section, because it's really difficult to take any of those bases, because if you were to defend all three of your bases, two expansion and your original, it makes it really hard because you have to spread your units extremely thin, as this is a really wide traveling distance from your next base. And we do see one extractor as well as one assimilator already up for Hasu, and there's one drone here. It's always a good idea to try to keep your scouting drone probe SCV as alive as long as possible, because that will give you additional scouting information, as this one overlord is also going to be coming inside the base of Hasu. Oh, by the way guys, if you guys have Call of Duty with the Black Ops thingy, let me know how it is, because I'm thinking about getting it as the second gas is going to be coming online. Please leave a comment to let me know how you think about that game as you are playing. I don't know why you'll be watching a Starcraft replay if you're playing Black Ops, but do let me know please. And we do see the cybernetics core is going to be coming in right now, as Hasu is still inside the base of DIMAGA checking on what's going on. We will see a second gateway coming online. This map is really fun to play, as it is really difficult to get air units because there's so much ground, and when you have so much ground, it makes it really difficult for those air units to effectively harass your base. And it looks like DIMAGA is going to leave an overlord at the back of Hasu's base to probably scout it a little bit later. I think DIMAGA will try to expand here, because if you can get control of the middle of the map or get a hatchery or a base up and running with a large army, you basically have won the game, because not only are you defending your base over here or your base over here, you're actually a little bit more in the face of your opponent. So I think we will see that come from DIMAGA, as another hatchery is going up at the natural expansion, and this drone is still very much alive for DIMAGA as he's getting more and more scouting information in the base of Hasu. Warp Gate is being chrono boosted, and was being chrono boosted at one point, and this sentry is trying to kill off this drone, as he does not want to allow this drone to live any longer, and a couple of probes do come off the line to kill it off. And Bailing's Nest is coming up along with the extractor. If we take a look at the army size right now, 39 to 29, but take a look at how many eggs, how much larvae that DIMAGA is working with. That is a lot of opportunity. So at any moment, DIMAGA can pop his population up really high if he wants to. And we do see one pylon coming up on the side, guarding it with one sentry at the moment. And this probe is trying to get inside the base of DIMAGA. He has checked that he does have the natural expansion, so now Hasu really wants to get inside here to see if he can find any tech structures. And no, it looks like the Zerglings are going to take him down, so he will not see the Bailing's Nest coming up on this side. As we see a couple of units being warped in, hallucination is being researched. Because he has those early sentries, he can use their energy to scout instead of making other units. I think that's what he's going to use it for, because at the highest level you pretty much know what the production buildings of your opponents are, unless they hide it really well. And I think it's really difficult for you to trick anybody with a couple of Colossus. If you were to make two Colossus and then you have an army of stalkers, sentries, and zealots, and you don't have the robotics facility or the robotics bay, that is red flags everywhere for your opponent. So I don't think that's going to quite work. So that's why I think it's going to be a scouting use for the hallucination. As we take a look at the income tab right now, we do see a slight advantage for DIMAGA, as he has gotten his base up and running a little bit earlier, and the Zergling is on the other side of that rock, and the Stalker is trying to shoot him, I think. And a Phoenix will come out, a hallucinated Phoenix will come out and run across the middle of the map, as some probes are getting transferred at the moment. One Forge is also coming up online for Hasu, and we do see a Roach Warren is coming online for DIMAGA as well. And this Phoenix is coming in here getting to see all the building structures. That was a perfect scouting round. Saw the Banelinks Nest, saw the Roach Warren, just absolutely perfect. Another Phoenix coming in from the other side. Now both players pretty much have perfect knowledge of each other's builds, but I don't think DIMAGA has seen this one building just yet. Another hallucinated Phoenix is going to come online and fly around the map. He is burning a lot of sentries energies to see what's going on, and I guess this is like a scan from the Terran race. It is the new Terran scan actually, the Phoenix, but it does not detect cloak units, which is a bad thing about it. There's an observer coming across the middle of the map for Hasu as he's scouting his opponent with not only the hallucinated Phoenix, but also an observer, and this hallucinated Phoenix is shooting those overlords, doing absolutely no damage, and the observer is gonna hover around the outside edge of the base. I really like this because this is very nice placement of it, and we do see DIMAGA is placing down a hatchery at the 9 o'clock position, and he also has a drone at the 3 o'clock position. Man, DIMAGA is nuts. He really just wants to expand this game. We do see a lot of upgrades for DIMAGA going on at the moment, but he doesn't actually have any roaches. He is getting the roach upgrade before the roaches are actually coming online, but he can get a lot of roaches anytime he wants, as there is a ton of eggs and larvae lying around. And it looks like both players are not going to attack in the moment. Hasu is scouting a lot, but he has not scouted the important information at the 9 and the 3. As we can see here, he does not have vision of the 3. He does not have vision of the 9. If he had vision of those places, I believe he would have attacked, because his opponent has nothing but Zerglings at the moment. And even with a small force as this, well, this is a large force compared to the Zerglings, but he could totally cream the army of DIMAGA right now if he were to attack any of the expansions, as some of the drones are getting transferred. I believe the observer caught an eye of it, but I don't think he realized. Maybe he thinks it's just a line of Zerglings. I'm not sure if he's had vision of it when he was watching, whether or not it was the mini-map or the screen, as another couple of drones are going the 9 o'clock position. I think he knows something is up. He's going to come out with an army, and there is going to be a conflict at the middle of the map, possibly, as the Zergling is getting shot down. We will see both players are moving up, and if we take a look at the population size right now for both players, we have seen that DIMAGA is macroing up very well, getting a ton of roaches ready for the battle that is to come. There's only one Colossus right now. They do have the +1 attack, and the +1/+1 is almost complete for DIMAGA as well, as an observer is going to get an idea of what kind of army size he's going to be dealing with. These stalkers are probably just baiting the roaches to come in. Oh, perfectly placed force fields. Those roaches will go down, won't be able to take out too many Protoss units with that. That was just so nicely placed. Look at these perfectly placed force fields. And looks like Hasu is going to press his advantage, killing off some of the creep with the help of that observer. And the observer will catch some of the roaches coming up to the high ground to kill off the proxy pylon that he placed down. And some of these roaches are coming out, and they will be shot at immediately. Those roaches did not stand a chance. And these drones are running away, but I think they're running into dead end here, as this set of destructible rocks has not yet gone down. And I think if Hasu were to go down, he would be able to kill a lot more of those units, those drones, if he wishes, and he rages on that little bear. And we see DIMAGA is rushing inside the base of Hasu at the moment, as he has absolutely nothing inside the base. And if we take a look at these probes over here, he will get a lot of probe kills. And if we follow the army of Hasu out, he is going to try to get inside the base of DIMAGA as he's coming inside. There is a lot of destruction going on inside the base of Hasu, as a lot of these pylons probably will get unpowered, and once unpowered he can't make any more units, so this might be the final army for both players. We do see a severe advantage for DIMAGA, as he has a lot more units, about 50% more. He is trying to kill off a lot of the queens, and a lot of his probes are going down. He's focus firing on the overlords, and he's also force fueling the newly created units to prevent them from getting closer. And this Colossus is the clutch Colossus. He only has one at the moment. I don't think he will be able to make another, as both players do have a ton of resources, so they could probably rebuild multiple hatcheries or nexuses, but this will be key. He will be able to take down all the production facilities of DIMAGA, so DIMAGA really needs to rebuild from the ground up. He needs the spawning pool down. He needs the roach warren down. Once again, a couple of roaches coming out, and these roaches are just going to die. They could have probably focus fired something, maybe one or two of those sentries, because sentries are going to give Zerg a lot of problems, because sentries will separate your forces, prevent you from getting us around. And we do see the hatchery of DIMAGA has gone down at the moment. It's a very, very tense battle right now because both players are sizing each other up. Even though they've already rolled the dice, they have already decided to stick with this. And we see a lot of roaches for DIMAGA at the moment, and all these drones are trying to leave. And 2, 3, 4 very well placed force fields, and we'll be able to take down about half those drones, immediately disappear from the population of DIMAGA. And DIMAGA is wreaking havoc in the base of Hasu, but Hasu is taking a lot of blows and exchanging a fair amount of damage, as both these players are going to be trying to expand at the same time. We do see an expansion coming out at the middle of the map. It will be really hard for Hasu to defend, especially when he doesn't have control of it. I think this will get cancelled. It will be a huge blunder if he just lets it finish, because it will make it really difficult for him to defend. It will just basically go down right away. And both players are trying to be really careful, because they know once these armies collide, that will be at a very, very tense moment here for both players, as they're trying to figure out what is the best move right now. Because I'm sure this is something you can't really practice, or you can practice micro, you can practice macro, but you can't practice base swaps with certain units, especially in this situation. So this, I think, is crisis management right now for both these players. They will have lost their bases, but they still have some income. They do have some probes and drones flying around the map, and Hasu is trying to seal the deal here as he's going in to his base. He knows his opponent is at his base, and he also knows DIMAGA is also building a hatchery inside of his base at the moment. And if he can cut off the forces of DIMAGA here, it will be great. And he does cut off a couple of those roaches. It looks like 5 or so, not a couple, but 5. And he wants to engage around the choke points, because that will make it easier for the force fields. And this Colossus is slightly out of position. I think the roaches are going to try to come in here and snipe the Nexus. Oh no, what are you doing, Colossus? Colossus, run back. You got to run forward and kind of force field them. Oh man, oh, 14 HP. He saves the Colossus. If he loses a Colossus, I'm pretty sure he would have lost the game right away. But this Colossus is still alive, very, very weak right now. He needs to hold off for a couple seconds, as both players are trying to micro very, very well, trying to maintain their advantage. I think at this point, DIMAGA really wants to just defend, as Hasu does not have a base. And if Hasu can somehow have a miracle win with this very small Colossus, small HP Colossus, he will be able to kill off a couple of these roaches over here. And he's trying to micro his units, because he knows if every unit he lost is a unit he cannot easily replace. We do see a Nexus is going up at the 9 o'clock position, and DIMAGA is going to have a couple of hatcheries going up, but